You clear the dining area yet?
Yes, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah?
Yes, boss.
It don't look so fucking clean.
Yes, boss.
Gotta be spotless. Especially after those fucking scientists came through and spread their breakfast all over the fucking floor.
Yes, boss.
Spotless. You know what that means? El comprende? This is the last stop. Not some two-bit Spaniard place like you're probably used to. Anyone finds anything, not you going back south, me going south, fuck's sake.
Yes, boss.
Gotta be thorough.
Doc said no one comes through. No one checks. He spoke with the big man himself.
That's right. Doc said. He did. But I want it clean anyhow. We gotta keep Doc on side, too. Him and the Reverend. Don't we?
That's right, boss. Reverend Osteen. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Damn right, that's right. Turn that fucking radio back on. I can hear you breathing.
Yes, boss.
Can't be dealing with the quiet. Got enough of that out front here. What you got ready to go for the next load?
Usual. Freezer's half full. Maybe more after the hunt.
Shut the fuck. Shut the fuck. Fuck you say that for? Don't talk about it. You know what's good for you. I want that menu ready for the next lot of smug academic fucks who come sniffing around.
Yes, boss.
And take a couple of them steaks out. I'll have my supper early tonight. Doc might come over. Dinner-like.
Yes, boss.
Yes, boss is right. Steaks. 2 of them. And get that thing tuned in properly. Switch that shit up. Fucking thing.
Yes. Well, a bright, fresh, pure Texan day today.
That's better.
Hope all y'all are able to get out and enjoy that glorious sun. Well, if you're on the outskirts, perhaps. Otherwise, you'd be best snatching up those blinds, stick on that AC, and get into the bathtub with a big sack of ice. That'll be my own personal remedy. But either way, we gotta give some thanks, some praise to God for being American. Praise Him for our beautiful Texan landscapes. And for this marathon of life He gives us, His hurdles and His pitfalls, all of them teaching us another perfect lesson. Well, however long you feel like your marathon is taking, you just know that God's lesson waits at the end of it. All will be worthwhile in the end. And on that note, here we go with some good old-fashioned gospel. Why not?
Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. Fuck you, Robert. And fuck this fucking town. I'll see you all in hell.
The Apocalypse Players present Highway of Blood, a Call of Cthulhu scenario by Alex Guillotte, Ian Christiansen, and Davae Breon Jaxson. With Dan Wheeler as Quincy J. Lafitte, Dominic Allen as Edward Ed Mooney, Joseph Chance as Beverley Jack Carstairs, and Danann McAleer as the Keeper of Arcane Law. This is based on a true story. Part 4. Whistlin, Dixie.
I put the skeet gun, shotgun in, which means I have to sort of shove it in right there because it doesn't quite fit, I suspect.
Yeah.
And then I just stick my jacket over it so that you can't see the stock poking out, and I shoulder that while he's getting his flashlight, and I look nervously at Lafitte at the same time.
I sort of go through my bag and realize I have nothing to contribute in terms of anything useful or no form of stuff.
You've got your brain.
I put my hand on my pistol, on my belt, and I shine the flashlight around the corners of the garage.
Should we say something?
You hear nothing other than that first clatter of metal and the laughter.
Do you see anything with the torch?
Hey, Steve, is that you?
You hear nothing.
This place gives me the creeps.
All right. I don't know. If you don't want to get boxed in, I understand. But did you see a vehicle? I don't think I did. I mean, like another one, a going concern.
Listen, fellas, there's a reason I think this is a honey trap. It's I've been asked as a favor to keep my eye out for a missing person. Anyway, their license plate is nailed to the wall of that there inn. A grisly trophy, I think, like a hunting trophy. And they got a scrapyard. I told you I was suspicious about the fact they got a scrapyard of cars. All the cars they've dismantled, sabotaged. Over the years, victims, people go missing. There is everyone in this town is in cahoots. I'm convinced of it.
Well, listen, we just got to get out of here, whatever it takes. I know we're here to do a job, but I think that can wait. Someone would send someone else back another time. We need to find some way out of this town.
Wait, but are you saying that they might be connected to something up at the mines? They've been messing with the water?
No, Why, is that what you think?
Well, why else would you...
I'm not interested in those mines anymore. I'm interested in getting out of this goddamn town.
Right.
Well, hang on a minute.
What are you going to say when we get out of the goddamn town? You're going to say that we ran away because we got spooked by a bunch of locals who we didn't understand?
Yeah, I'm going to say... I'm a university professor. I'm not cut out for dealing with whatever the hell is going on in this town.
Well, don't you worry about that. I can deal with that. We're going to need your book smarts if we're going to stand a chance of getting out of here alive.
Wait.
And I think Jack, you're right.
You think they're going to try and kill us just because we're here? I don't get it.
Let me tell you. I used to work for some unsavory types. I'm not proud of it, and I'll try not to bring it up if I can avoid it, because it only causes trouble. Anyways, I was requested, when I was put on this job, certain people got wind of it, and I was requested to keep my ear to the ground, as it were. A gentleman by the name of Henry Miller, he was on a camping trip at Big Bend National Park, around the corner from here. His family, his children. Anyway, he had similar connections to me and was similarly a government contractor. Let's say that some of his information was very valuable to my former employers. And so he is a person of great interest to them, and his safety, likewise. Anyway, they were concerned that someone got wind that he was working for servant to two masters, if you know what I mean. His cover blown and someone did him in. But now I've come here and I've seen his license plate on the wall. Well, I don't think the people of this town are just people who are working for some criminal organization or for some government department. I think there's something more sinister going on, and I think it's just coincidence that Mr. Miller ended up where he did. I got a real bad feeling about this place. And I think, Jack, you might be right. There's only one reason people get in cahoots like this on this scale is because something is important to them in this town. And the only thing I can think is the uranium mines. There is something they are. My experience of these sort of organizations, these families, crime families, they get their hands on some source and they close ranks around it. They protect that as their most valuable source of power, income, whatever it is, wealth. They are doing something at this mine that they do not want the outside world to know about.
Perhaps they're still mining it, selling it black market to the Russians.
Wouldn't even surprise me. And it's quite possible Mr. Miller, with his dirty connections, he got wind of it and thought he'd come down here, see if he could get a slice of the pie, asked too many questions, and ended up with his license plate nailed to the wall.
Now, that makes a lot of sense.
Hot damn.
We're in a real shit stew here, gentlemen.
Quincy, could you do me a dodge roll?
Oh, fuck. You know? Well, all of us, just Quincy.
Just Quincy.
Look out.
He's gonna just come in.
Yes, a success. Given how poor my physical skills are, I actually pumped quite a lot into dodge.
You hear a whistling through the air and you duck your head just in time, and a shard of metal, all you can see is a shard of metal sort of whistling off into the side of the thing, and it looks like someone's just lobbed a spanner at you.
Jesus Christ.
Son of a bitch.
Can I tell what direction it came from?
Yeah, it came over from your left, so towards the entrance of the... sort of slightly to the side and to the entrance of the garage.
I'd like to immediately go in that direction with my fists up, weedy as I am.
Great. So you do. You immediately go to follow, and all you hear is laughter from outside.
I'll go to back him up. I mean, he's crazy, but...
Yeah, I'm right behind him.
Yeah.
Gun drawn. My gun's drawn.
Some motherfucker threw a spanner at me.
Is there a chance that I could pick up a spanner or a tool on the way?
Yeah, there's wrenches and tools lying about, so a tire iron or something, and you hear this sort of laughter outside, and then scurrying away.
Sounded like a 9-year-old child.
I yell out,
now listen here. I know I look like a weedy nerd or something, but people have made that mistake before. People have made that mistake before, and they don't make it a second time, so you got something to say to me, come on out, say it to my face.
Well, you should tell her.
Tell her.
You hear?
Tell her? Tell who?
I'm at the door looking around to see if I can see anyone who... Presumably that wasn't the voice of Nate or Steve or Russo.
No, this is... Yeah, it's a voice from outside. If you've made it to the edge of the garage... unfortunately, the walls are quite close, so it sounds like someone sort of shouted it around the edge and moved off.
God damn it.
Tell her! You should tell her!
Of course, it might be nothing to do with the uranium mines. They might all be fucking insane.
That did cross my mind. Okay, well, let's just book into this place, right? And make it look like we're going to stay there and then get the hell out and try and steal a car and get out of this goddamn town. We'll come up with a reason why we didn't do our job on the way, and some of us might keep our jobs and some of us might not.
I'm very worried that if we stay tonight, we're going to be chainsawed to death by a man with a human skin bag on his face.
Jesus Christ.
That's quite the picture you paint there.
What kind of movies have you been watching, Ed?
Movies? I don't watch movies. I'm from Texas.
Jesus Christ.
So, are you heading down to the motel by the saloon?
Even though I said it, I don't think I'm actually striding out there yet. Also, we're in the shade right now, and I look at that fucking sweltering heat, even with my bad white cowboy hat.
Oh God, we're in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I feel like we don't really have... We're going to get murdered. We don't have much option, do we? We don't have much option.
Well, I mean, you could leave.
On foot?
Well, on foot, or you could take another car. You know?
Well, this is the question. Have we seen any other cars in town?
Yeah, the Chevy that was up on the hydraulics before your van is down on its wheels. So that's there.
Hey, who's the most persuasive among us? It ain't me.
Well, Lafitte's your man.
I fancy myself quite charming.
Well, how about this? Why don't you go and talk to them and say that we have a commission that we have to do today, but it just means we have to drive a little way up the road. Could we borrow the Chevy just to go and do this one survey that we have to do before nightfall? And then we'll hightail it the fuck out of here.
Does the Chevy look... Is it four-wheel drive?
It looks like it is, yeah.
We could even say that we're headed up to the Devil's Backbone, make it look good, drive out the right way out of town, and then I think, and I dash back to the van and go and get the map, which I had not thought to take with me. And I grab it, and I think we might be able to cut across, and I'd like to try a navigate roll to see if there might be a way to kind of cut back around the town.
Yeah, please do.
Oh, God. So
son of a bitch.
Suddenly become very stressful.
We don't even have to go back. We just have to get out, go to the next town, go to the next state.
Am I right in thinking Devil's Backbone basically is where it stops, Danann?
Yeah.
This is not a town that goes through. This is the end of the line.
Okay, right.
So that's part of its problem, right?
For another 50 miles at least.
I can't see this. Damn it! I can't see a way around it. I mean, it would stink to high heaven if we then drive off the other way, unless you want to try and risk it.
Also, it brings you back to the conversation you had with the doctor outside on the veranda, where he basically was talking about how the sand shifting every night basically changes the landscape to the extent where...
Shit, he did say some weird shit like that, didn't he?
It's almost unrecognisable.
So, yeah, it's that classic moment, as my fingers tracing along the contours, I think of that and I say out loud, in that slightly dreamy way that I had as I was looking across the desert, I go, the sands shift. That's what the doc says. They shift. Every night. Never the same landscape twice. Goddamn son of a bitch.
But the road don't move, right?
We'd have to get off the road to try and get back onto the road past the town. And there's no way we can do it without hitting that bridge again. Am I right, Danann? We'd still have to go back over the bridge, right?
Yeah, you would.
Otherwise, the bridge isn't really doing anything. It's like we could risk it, but God damn it. I mean, I'm good, and I do say it, and there's a glint in my eye. I'm good, but I don't know if I'm that good.
As you're saying this, Rosso walks back in, and...
Say, Rosso.
I just... not having time to finalise this plan, I'm just going to launch into it.
Hey, Russell. We were wondering. I'm sorry for the confrontational atmosphere earlier. We're a bit concerned about our work and the fact that this is going to put us a bit behind. We weren't expecting to stop here at all, let alone overnight. I don't suppose there's another vehicle we could borrow, rent, or even purchase, so we could maybe make a start on our work this afternoon, bring it back, spend the night, see how we're at with our own vehicle tomorrow. Is that a possibility?
It's more than my job's worth, mister.
Oh, what is?
More than my job's worth.
What, to rent us a car?
Well, he looks behind him, sort of takes a couple of looks over his shoulder, and he says, listen, you seem like decent folks. I'd hate for you to, well, and you hear a clink on the ground, and he drops what looks like a set of car keys. And he says, I'm just gonna walk around and check the ice machine. And he leaves.
Well, I was more charming than I even thought I was.
I like to think I softened him up.
Yeah. May not be charm, but, yeah. He leaves the room, and there's this set of car keys on the floor.
I say,
Oh, God.
oh, say, I never thought I'd see a yellow-backed greater millipede in this climate. And I fall to my knees as if I'm studying an insect, and would like to sleight of hand the keys into my hand or pocket, just in case anyone's watching.
Do you want to...
I want to hide it from the fucking invisible man who keeps throwing spanners at me.
Well, give me a sleight of hand or a stealth.
Great. That's a 10 on my sleight of hand. It's a hard. It's almost
Right.
extreme on my sleight of hand.
You get the impression that no one has witnessed you doing this. But you're left with it. You pick them up in your hand, and they look like the keys to the car that was up on the hydraulics before you got there.
So I sort of lean in close to the other two, and I say, so, friends, I didn't get a chance to say before he just waltzed up there. I hope you don't mind me taking the initiative, but I was interested to see, first of all, what he would say, whether he'd try and stop us, whether he'd be suspicious. This I was not expecting.
Me neither.
Well, we gotta be careful this ain't a trap.
Absolutely. We could do what we said. We could go up to the mines and check them out. I was half suspecting he'd tell us not to because, like you say, they might be hiding something up there. But maybe if we went up there, we could at least get an idea whether your theory is correct. I can't believe I'm saying this, but at least it gets us out of this town.
It's not the worst idea.
For a few hours at least, and maybe when we get up on the ridge, we'll have a better view of whether there's maybe another settlement 20 miles away. We could find somewhere to spend the night.
You hear Steve outside sort of saying, all right, I see. And then Nate, the sort of chatty truck driver, saying, are our friends still in there? Shall I get them another can, or how are they doing? I've got a story to tell them. Hooey! You won't believe that. It sort of fades into the background, but
You want to have a look underneath that Chevy, Ed?
Yeah, let me take a look. Just to check it over. Make sure it's not booby-trapped. Load of TNT underneath.
You've got your flashlight at the ready.
mechanical repair, drive up. You're all quite experienced lads with that.
Shit. 89. I'm going to push this roll
Sure.
by, I'm going to go up and, yeah.
Give it a good pumping.
I guess I go up and
Crawl right underneath.
I'll open the bonnet and look in the engine.
Nice.
Kaboom!
Oh, that's a 67 on a 50.
Ah!
You do so, and it looks like just a regular engine to you. Looks like the sort of thing that would not let you down over, 1,000-mile stretch.
Ed doesn't know he's failed at push roll. I turn around with a big grin on my face. I go, gentlemen, we got our ticket out of here.
Let me check the dashboard. Let me check the dashboard.
And as you do that, the bonnet slams down on your fingers, and you, because you've leant on it too casually, and you take a hit point of damage, and your fingers buckle under the the heavy bonnet, and
Oh God! Easy there, easy. And I'll dash over and I'll put the bag down and I'll try and help him.
there's a slam, and you just hit.
I count to 10 through my teeth and then go, can't!
I can't find the sprocket. Stay still. I can't find it. Where the hell is it? as I'm scrabbling around underneath.
My hands are
Oh,
all
Mr. Mooney,
mangled.
you all right there? Let me take a look at that.
My piano playing days are over.
I might see if I can. I imagine we've probably got a first aid kit in the van. Might see if I can maybe bandage up his fingers.
Good thinking as well. Take that.
Take the first aid kit.
Yeah.
Thing.
Let's get an ice lolly from the fridge there, and suck it down so we can use the lollipop stick as a splint.
So I'm going to take the liberty of making a first aid roll.
Good luck.
Oh, wow. Oh, I could use that roll later in more important occasion.
Good as
03.
new.
You say that.
Rolling very nicely tonight. 03 on my 40 first aid. So
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
That's a lot better.
I think maybe I'll give you an extra finger, so to speak.
So I get a hit point back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Back to full. Nice try, Danann.
Let me just check the dashboard, and I'll grab the keys and I'll throw open the door. But I will. I think in the spirit of enthusiasm, I'll stick the long bag and my little carryall in the back seat, or maybe on the side seat. No, in the back seat, I think, because that's where one of us.
Yeah.
That's where all the stuff will be. And so, okay, if do you want drive auto just to check to see if everything's sort of kosher on the?
Yeah, please. Well, to see if you can start it
Well,
up.
just sort of have a look before I start it up. Like, it hasn't.
Oh, I see.
Paneling hasn't been removed. There's no sort of wires hanging out. There's no, it's like the pedals are loose or anything.
Well, there are wires hanging out. The panel under the dash is kind of dubious, but you can give it a look with your roll.
Well, it's a pass on both, so it's a 13. Nice. My best roll of the night.
Yeah. Looks like it was just still being worked on.
I have a question.
Should what? Yeah.
Is there a number plate on this vehicle?
No.
Nice. Untraceable.
Yeah, but yes, but also
Well, there might be somewhere.
No, I don't mean untraceable for us. I mean, nothing like it was untraceable for them. They've taken it off, and it's in the bar, right?
yeah.
That's what we were thinking.
One must.
So I think I look out and I see your face, don't I, Lafitte? The shot is definitely as you're shaking your hand, Mooney, and I look out and I see your face ashen, and I say, what? What is it?
Taking the plates.
Son of a bitch! And I'm kind of tall, and I climb out and I pee around, but I still got one foot in the cab, and I obviously can't see, and I'm just looking at you, Lafitte, going,
Taking the plates.
they've taken the plates. They've taken the plates. Which way do you want me to drive?
Forwards.
And at that moment, Ed, you give me a dodge roll.
Oh, shit. Oh, can't read these numbers. Yeah, 39 on a 40.
Oh, hello. So, just at the last minute, it even whips the side of your ear. A wrench flies past you. And
Damn it,
and
where are
you
you
hear
getting all these tools from?
you hear another giggling from a few yards away.
I quickly spin the flashlight towards it.
So it's towards the front of the garage, and you do see a calf muscle and a foot. Well, that's really disturbing. You see a leg leave.
Stop hopping away.
Yeah, hopping about.
Right. Get in the car. Let's just get out of here. We'll call out the window that they should phone down to the last stop, whatever it's called, and last post. Reserve us a rooms.
Yeah.
Some rooms for tonight. Who knows whether we're coming back, but either way, we should tell them to reserve us some rooms.
All right.
Are there any sort of handy gallon bottles of water kicking around?
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, let's say over by where he clipped in the shotgun, which he's left there, to be fair. There's a couple of gallon bottles of water underneath by the sort of sink that they used to wash off the crease.
I pick up the gallon bottle and I turn to look at Ed as he's getting in, Are you getting in the driver's side? Not the driver's side, the passenger side front, Ed.
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like Lafitte might be, unfortunately, stuck in the back. I'm not too sure why.
Oh,
It's not
yeah,
fair,
absolutely, yeah. But the last minute, I run back to our van and I get the water testing stuff, which I'd sort of left in there.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't brought that. I've got my surveying kit. But I think I look at you, Ed, and I turn and I look like a 12-year-old in that moment. I just look really lost. And I go, "Do you want this?" And I point at the shotgun like I'm doing something really naughty.
Oh, yeah. I nod.
And I pick up the 2-gallon bottles and I reach out for the shotgun. And in that moment, you see the athlete. You see the 75 strength. And I just suddenly start just kind of trotting over like it's a sort of exercise. But I'm like a kid and I grin stupidly at you. Like.
And in that moment,
Stick him in the trunk.
you give me a dodge roll as well.
Shit, with all that stuff.
Yeah.
Penalty die?
Blow your own head off.
Penalty?
Well, you said you were an athlete.
Yeah, you're an athlete.
Straight 75.
Oh dear.
I think, understandably, given the predicament that I'm in of all the hands full, I hear it, and I dodge straight into it. 96 fumble on a 40.
And you get this clatter around the head. Is that a fumble or is that a
Fumble. 96 and above.
So you get this clatter around the head, and you lose 2 hit points.
Oh.
You get this welt opens up on your head as you're sort of grinning towards the others, and they're sort of ready to set off in the car. They just see this sort of shining, like, spinning thing, and this huge red welt open on your forehead. And
I think I drop one of the gallons, or maybe I drop both gallons, but maybe not. No, I think I drop it all.
You probably dropped the lot, and
Goddamn.
you collapse to the floor with your hands over your head, and all of you hear this sort of laughter again from outside of the garage.
I really want to go and I mean, I just feel like this is a 9-year-old kid, and I want to pick up that wrench and go and bash his fucking brains in.
But in the meantime, Beverley, Jack Carstairs is collapsed on the floor, sort of kneeling down, sort of rubbing blood off their face. So do you assist them, or do you...
Carstairs, you all right there?
Goddamn pussies! Come out and fight like real men, sons of bitches! Ugh. And
I know how you feel.
I sort of pick up one of the gallon bottles and I sort of whirl it around, and then I look at it and I put it down, and there's sort of blood pouring off my face. I take out my soaked handkerchief and I try and wipe that off, and I throw that on the floor, and then I kick it in an imitation almost of Ed Mooney as he was kicking the dust outside. I say, shit. I gotta patch this up. Does it need stitches?
I have a look at it.
Looks like it might do.
You take a look at him, Lafitte. I'll put the stuff, and I'll come out and help put the stuff in the trunk that you've dropped.
Yeah.
Get in the back seat. I'll take a look at it on the back seat with the first aid kit.
And I'll drive.
All right, but only the first bit. I should drive after that.
That's fine.
60 skill points, for Christ's sake. 60 skill points. I don't want to waste them.
Hey, you want to talk about wasted skill points?
Yeah,
Let
okay,
me tell you
it's
about
a fair
80
point.
points in entomology, 70 points in
Quincy, your time will
biology.
come. Quincy, I can't understand what you're saying. The blood's blocking my ears.
Natural world.
The Beatles, they'll come back.
Yeah. So I guess we'll all climb in and
Yeah, do you set off?
attempt to start the car.
Pedals the metal. That's Ed Mooney driving, right?
Yeah, but I think, well, we should work out exactly how we're going to do this.
We should, yeah.
I wonder whether we should not, like, because we've sort of told a story about what we're going to do, and we have actually loaded up the car, and we're thinking we might go up to the mines first. Is it going to be like, foot to the floor? Wheels.
Are you pulling out of the garage, discussing it as you go, or are you sitting in the garage?
Well, I've gone out of character because I don't want any more spanners to be thrown at me while I'm working this. So, but yeah, basically, like, are we thinking that we'll sort of drive out calmly, as if we are just going up to the mine?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm out of any given conversation. I think.
You got blood pooling in your eyes.
Yeah,
because I suggested that we would sort of maybe call out the window and say, "Oh, could you call down to the last post and book us."
Sure, do that.
So take it easy. Let's not spook them. Let's just drive out smooth, reasonably fast, but don't spook them. I'll call out the window that we want to book a couple of rooms.
All right. Ready?
Wait, let me get my hat on. And I stick the hat over as if, and it's not going to pass much muster if anyone looks too carefully. But I'll just sort of lean in the back, pretending I might be having a snooze.
Yeah. So you pull out, yeah?
Yeah.
As you go to lean out of the window to shout back, you realise that
The car's exploded.
Russo and Nate and Steve, none of them are there. The whole front of the gas station is empty. So it's up to you which way you go. I mean, you can still shout if you want, but
I think maybe I will. I think I'll maybe yell out,
Say, Russell, if you could call down to the last post, book us a set of rooms for tonight. We'll left some stuff in the van. If you could watch that for us, we'll see you later.
all you hear back is a sort of hyena-like laughter. This sort of
Let's get the hell out of Dodge.
And which way are you going? Are you going left or right? Are you going back the way you came, or? Question for the driver mainly, but you can be discussing it as you go, of course.
You want to go up to the mines?
Well,
listen, if we cross country, there's a chance the sand ain't good, from what Doc Brenner said.
but the bridge ain't good. Although we know what we're looking out for, we can maybe
Stop before it.
Get rid of any nails or...
It's a risk either way.
I guarantee that bridge is going to be out when we get there. Got a bad feeling about this.
So are you going the other way, or are you heading back that way?
I say we head up to those mines. If they're up there on the ridge, they'll give us a better vantage point, maybe give us an idea of whether there's another way out of here.
Not bad.
If there's anything we discover at the mines, then if we do get straight out of here, then at least we've got some information to tell the EPA and the university and the energy department why we hot-tailed it out of here.
I'm down with that. The doc said they're through the town, but it's up to you if you want to go there. I don't mind. Maybe we should just try and stop before the bridge, clear any nails. Oh, son of a bitch. That does feel better, though. Thanks, Quincy. Ah, it still stings like a son of a bitch.
That was a success, so you get a hit point back.
Oh, nice. Am I to assume you're basically heading back the way you came then?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Great. So,
People who captured Zonky may not be able to breathe properly in its enclosure, and perhaps this is why it felt the need to escape in the first. Now, that classic was a bridge over troubled water. One of my favorites back from the old country. Now, just strap yourselves in, because here we go.
as you sort of loop around this sort of mountain road, could you do me, the other two of you distracted, but Edward, could you do me a spot hidden?
Yep, that's a 12 on my
Nice.
50. It's a hard.
So just as you loop up onto the sort of level where the bridge will be, you called it, the bridge itself seems to have collapsed.
Oh my God!
Jesus shit! Fuck Christ!
What?
And you can just see sort of shattered elements of like tracks and not even asphalt, but like wood and metal joinings sort of tumbling down into the canyon below. And you managed to hit the brakes just in time.
Holy mother of Christ.
And you're sort of left there looking at a void in the road.
Ah, shit. What do we do now, folks?
What is it, Mooney?
Bridge is gone.
Oh, shit.
Yep. Shit indeed. Shit out of luck.
What? Damn it. Well, does it look like we can get to the mines through the town? I suppose that's our only other option.
With the lie of the land as it is, I mean, I guess we don't know whether the doc was lying, but with the lie of the land as it is, and us being professionals, does it look like the ridges up there would be the mining territory that we need? If we head through on this Hackett Road, is it Hackett?
Yeah, that's probably your instinct, is that, yeah, that's where it would be.
Back in that direction, I guess it is.
I don't feel like he's lying to us. Or whether he's omitting various truths, that sounds highly suspicious that he is. I'm going to get the shotgun out while I'm saying that. And I'm improvising a sort of bandage around my head using a vest. And I think the only tie I brought with me.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to go with my my denim shirt.
Or was it like a string tie?
No, maybe not quite, but yeah.
Fuck this. Let's get out of here.
As you drive back towards Abattoir, before the turn off to the right, you see a couple of sort of shapes in the shimmer of the heat, sort of idling. Could you all do me a spot hidden roll?
Yeah.
As I'm doing my spot hidden roll, I say, of course, we could just try and take the gas.
I failed.
Spectacularly failed, but not quite.
I've failed, but I'm inclined. Oh, it wasn't really a decision to make, was it? So I can't really push it. No, I won't push it.
Well,
I'll let.
No. Well, that's fine. You all see a sort of a blurry sort of series of shapes out to your left as you're approaching Abattoir on the right again, coming back from the destroyed bridge, and there's a sort of I don't know, something sort of cuts into your heart, something quite disturbing, a sort of sense of things have gone badly here, but there's nothing solid to put that through.
I mean, all it really looks like to you is even more of this. It's like a spot of intensified heat haze, that mirage sheen that's sort of surrounding you at certain distances anyway. It's like a sort of a concentration of that. You can see little glints of the sun on either, whether it's metal or glass, but the shapes don't seem to sort of make sense to you. You can't quite get any sort of a read on what they could possibly be. So, you don't sort of linger. Your view doesn't linger on them. You've got other things to worry about. So.
So do you go back into Abattoir, or do you try and continue down the road?
We haven't got enough gas to go down the road, so we're going to go back. We're definitely going back in to get Abattoir.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of saying, you want to try and make a raid on the gas? And I've got the shotgun, and we're bumping around on the bumpy road.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So you manage to make it in, and no one stops you. And you can pull up at the garage, or you can carry on down the main street, or...
What do you reckon, Quincy? Ed? What do you reckon?
I think we go to the mines, and then we come back, and we've shown... Hopefully we might win their trust by leaving and coming back, if that makes sense. Makes sense in a crazy kind of way. And then maybe tonight we steal some gas. I say steal. I hate the idea of that. We can leave them some money. We take some gas and we get out of here. Take the road west.
All right.
Less travelled.
But I think it might be too much of a risk now to go back in the middle of the day when they've already seen us leave, head out to the road, come back again.
What do you think, Ed? We can either take the gas now and try and duck back and hit that 50 miles, or we could try and cut through to the mines, like Lafitte says, and then come back tonight.
How much gas do we actually have?
Well, that's the point. We don't have enough.
Much.
We don't have enough to get very far. Well,
a quarter tank at most, but you know from like the distance between anywhere else and here that won't.
Should get us to the mines and back, though.
Should get us to the mines, in theory.
We could stop off and take a gallon.
I don't want to stop if we don't have to.
I imagine we're doing this at a crawl of sort of like 3 miles an hour.
Yeah.
As we're approaching that turn to the garage.
Are you coming up to the garage, or are you going to go through the main street?
We're going to go through the main street. We're going to go to the mines.
Yeah, I meant the turn, not the actual garage.
I'm driving, so we're doing 70.
I was doing that because the GM said it was right
in
next
that
to
case,
us.
we're long. In that case, we are long past the garage. If you're doing 70, we're already halfway up the road to the mines.
Do you know what, guys?
70, but you know what I mean. I'm not doing 3 miles an hour. That's not.
Who's in the front seat? Who's driving, and who's in the passenger seat? Sorry,
We're both in the back, me and Joseph. So I've been patching up his.
Oh, so just Dom then. Could you give me a spot hidden?
That's a fail. That's a big old fail.
Great. So you just see like a sort of wisp, like it's like a sheen, like a rattlesnake scurrying away between rocks, but you don't really get anything more than that.
Like, if we weren't in America, well, I'm pretty sure they never existed there, sort of the closest thing it seemed like to you would be a set of cat's eyes on the road, but sort of just shining back at you from this fleeting thing, just like close to the ground. Just silvery shining points in this shape, just really briefly, and then it's gone.
Filthy Jawas.
And as you go through the town, you pass the church on your right, and you're sort of chugging along. You're not going really fast, right? You said 40 or?
Yeah, 30, 40.
Yeah. Great. So you see this huge walled sort of building come up before you. It's not a building even, it's like a compound with these sort of stone walls around it, and there's a sort of what looks like must be a windmill over to the right, and you're heading up into the hills at that point, and you could either approach the gates, or you could take a sort of side road around it up into the hills.
But it doesn't look like a recognisable structure, it's just a massive wall.
Well, it's sort of a wall. You can see fences around it as well. It's
well,
yeah.
So that might be the pit, the
uranium mining facility.
The facility. That's the word I'm looking for. Wait, what does it look like to you? Does that look like a mining facility?
No, it's 1956. It's a little before my time. No offense meant, gentlemen. I might climb in the front here. You mind? And he looks a little itchy, like he wants to. It's almost like he thinks he's about to start driving the car, and then he remembers he's not. I don't know. You said you wanted to get a better view. I like that idea. Get some trig points, you know.
Yeah, well, that would be my guess. That would be the mine there, and maybe there's a chance we could climb that tower and take a look from up there.
Are you sort of stopping the car to sort of gauge this, or are you carrying on as you were?
I think it was a slowing, but Dominic can tell us how slow we're going. I'm not going to make that mistake again.
Yeah, Dom can tell us if he drives straight past and off the edge of a cliff.
It's only because as soon as you said that, Danann was ramping up.
Yeah. It feels like a trap, doesn't it? It does feel like a trap.
It does, yeah.
So that's a shitty thing for a GM to do, but hey, he's OSR. What can I say? I love you, man.
I'm not saying anything. You may be wrong.
No, exactly. Sheer paranoia is taken over. I think you can definitely guarantee that.
So I guess.
So Steel Road up. Is that what we're saying now?
Yeah.
Well, we're at that junction. I think one way is as good as another. We're probably going to have to check both out. So I'm inclined to say, yeah, let's go to
the one with the facility, because it looks like there's more to check out there. It looks more like it's like a mining facility. If there's like a
So
They're going up to 11.
heading towards
They're set up there.
11. Yeah. So as you're sort of you're speeding up slightly again, and not a huge amount, but you're just matching the dirt road. A figure walks out. You see a figure sort of step out into the road, like maybe 50 yards ahead of you, and just stand there in the middle of the road. And Ed, Mooney, could you give me a little spot hidden on that point?
That's a 90.
I'm in the front as well. Is there any chance I get one? Haven't climbed in.
Yeah, for sure.
Didn't help. 76. Too much blood in the eye.
So no successes, but this figure does just step out into the road, and you're speeding along, and it's up to you whether or not you slow down or you carry on.
Oh, well, I'll try and... I guess if he's in the road, I'll try and stop.
Yeah.
I'll stick my head out the window. You all right there?
Yeah, I'm all right there, Ed. You all right there?
My hand's on the door.
Who are you?
Who am I? I can't believe you'd have to ask me that.
And he's stepping towards you slowly.
Wait a minute.
Friend of yours, Mooney?
I cocked the gun.
And you realise, at the last minute, you realise it is Jacob Blackwood,
Holy shit.
your mentor, who went missing 20 years ago. And he looks not a day over that age, and he comes up and he says,
Oh, well, now, Ed, I hope you weren't about to shoot me there, were you?
I can't believe my eyes. I thought you were long dead.
Likewise. Here, how's about I assume these are your friends?
Colleagues and friends, yes.
Well, one's the same as the other in this business. Who was it used to say that? I can't remember. Anyway, let's get some beans on the pan. Let's gather round, shall we?
Well, I'll sure be interested to hear your stories. I'm sure you got a wild one to tell this time.
Well, I'm sure you do too. Disappearing as you did some 20 years ago. Very strange.
It was you that disappeared, Blackwood.
was it?
As far as I know.
Well, far as I know.
I think I put a hand on Carstairs' shoulder and just grip it. You could probably feel my hand shaking, like, what the fuck's going on?
In the spirit of Danann McAleer, I shoot him square in the face. No doubt.
Anyhow, there's catching up to be done and new friends to be made. Where do you want to spill the beans, then? Oh, over yonder? There's a lot of folks who'd love to meet you all. Just love it. No, come on. I'll direct you. I'll show you to the tents. Just this way.
The thing about zonkies is they're an odd breed, and they have to be kept in certain conditions. Otherwise, we will not see a breeding population. Now, think of the mule and its differences with horses or donkeys or anything of the natural sort we find. Now, with a zonkey, of course, well, it's even more strange.
In Soviet Georgia, there are two curious things about the people. A large part of their diet is yogurt, and a large number of them live past 100. Now, we're not saying that Danann yogurt will help you live longer, but Danann low-fat yogurt is a wholesome, natural food rich in nutrition. By the way, 89-year-old Bagrat Tapagua liked Danann so much, he ate 2 cups. That pleased his mother very much. Danann, America's #1 yogurt, is here.
My grandfather liked yogurt.
Well, Gerald, I hope that advice has helped and that you'll be free of all that stress before long. As I said, just talk to a legal representative and in the future, perhaps try not to mix your drinks. All the best, and see you down at the Rusty Anchor next time I'm in El Paso. And another letter just come in from a listener across the pond. No idea how they're getting reception for the show all the way out there in Limey Land. Perhaps they was on a holiday to our beautiful country here recently and managed to tune in then. But, well, either way, here's something of a cryptic message from across that old duck pond. Hello, Mike. Love the show. Just wanted to say how important it is for the keeper, or GM, to make the geography of the scenario clear and concise, utilizing maps ideally. Otherwise your players can get all turned around and you'll end up dizzier than an armadillo in a threshing machine. Thanks again for the music and keep up the good work. And that's from a listener in Bristol, England. Well, I have to admit I've no idea what you're talking about there, I'm afraid, but I'm sure it'll make sense to someone out there. I hope the weather where you are is not as blistering as what we got here, and, well, thanks again for writing in. Now, back to some good old-fashioned tunes. Here we go.
Puedas inscribirte antes del 31 de diciembre. Padrón electoral 1988. Suma de voluntades.